Mama Helen and Jew. Mama Helen and Jew. Mama Helen and Jew. Mama Helen and Jew.
But what you can do for your country, we don't take responsibilities. We think that there's somebody out there who should do it for us. That is your orientation, and that's because we don't start early. Because everybody needs to be educated. Education is not just job. Education about orientation, preparing you for whatever role you're going to play in society. So I agree with you totally that we have come to that stage where what we have to give to people is functional education. Education that prepares them to be the master of their own destiny, to create things where they don't exist.
You know, I mean, there are so many, but how do we start by correcting them? And in a little while, we'll be dwelling on how to make it right for this country, Nigeria.
Our lives, oh, come, patrol, Nigeria, was called, oh, baby, right to say, our father's name, and strength, oh, darling, birds of our heroes past, shall never be in vain. Turn yourself with her in my eye. One day, somebody freedom presents you. Unity, and one day, compatriots, Nigeria's a call, Nigeria's to serve our father's land, where love and strength and faith. Our heroes past, so never be in vain. To self, one heart and mind. Well, one day, one nation bound in freedom and peace. Nigeria, we pay for our Nigeria. And this time we celebrate our country, Nigeria. God has blessed Nigeria. Our country is a great country. Nigeria, we celebrate you today for what God is doing and what you will do. Nigeria, the giant of Africa. Nigeria, we celebrate a country full of love and peace and joy. One love, Nigeria. One love, Nigeria. One love, Nigeria. One love, Nigeria. God bless my country. God bless my country. God bless my country. God bless my country. Nigeria. Nigeria,
Julie, that was incredible, Julie Ojobi right there. That was awesome, well delivered, awesome indeed. We're still on Mama Helen Jew, all the way from Warri, Nigeria. Everyone wants independence, right? Even children, I mean, those of us who are parents, I mean, your children, they get to their teenage years and the next thing they're telling you is that, I mean, I'm an adult now.
I'm not enough to take care of myself.
And sometimes, I mean, they want to tell you they know you. Is there any negative to intellectual dependency?
Yes, the world is moving very, very fast. When you talk about intellectual, you're talking about people catching up with the present trend. Even as parents, some of the situations that we grow up, some of the things that we know are not close to what the generation today is of. They have access to information. When I was undergraduate in university, the biggest challenge you have is access to information. You go to a library, the book is not there, and sometimes you get a book, some pages has been taken off. Today, information technology presents a wider perspective for them. So sometimes you see your children really making sense, telling you that you're old-fashioned, you're not in tune with what is happening today.
That's the reason why I would like to connect it to Montessori aspect of learning.
Yes.
The Montessori aspect of learning helps you or teaches you independence of having to phantom things on your own.
Yeah.
And possibly you can have a little guide from someone. I mean, we all know that in order for us to happen, somebody must taught us one thing or the other. We need true dependence, someone get wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. However, you must also be able to through certain things on your own. Now, linking that to the Nigerian situation, looking at our country as a nation, as a matter of fact, wouldn't you say that Nigeria now ought to be on their own? Because for 56 years, what am I saying? 100 years of amalgamation, I think we celebrated that maybe a year or so ago. Okay, 100 years of that, and then now 56 years running as an independent nation. I think it's about time that Nigeria begins to look inward to come out of the woods where we found ourselves. And what are those things that needs to come to bear? We know that the government, or should I say the government of the day, cannot provide all the solutions that is required. So meaning that each and every one of us must be able to bring something on the table. So what are those things? Let us start, from the individual perspective. How do we change?
Everybody wants to be in government. That's the first thing. But nobody wants to render service. You see, people see governance in our country as the fastest and surest means to wealth. I think the government of the day has come out with this catchy phrase about change begins with me. I also mentioned to us a while ago that even in those developed climes, they also believe that it is the individual's contribution that matters, not what the state does for you, what you can do for yourself. But again, I harped so much on leadership because people are a crowd. They need somebody to direct them. I think the best thing we have to do is that we must take government. That's what I was talking about. We must take the government. How do we take the government? We must ensure that we determine who occupies what position. Our vote must count. Nigeria is the only country that I know up to today that has not been able to get it right. It is when you have the ability to decide who rules over you that you can now ask for accountability. And so every one of us can do it.
Thank you. Okay, beautiful. We know that in order for us to vote change, the first thing somebody will say is that at least you must have a table and cloth as your back for you to eat your life. Now, we know that Nigeria is totally dependent on foreign goods, such as even food And then you wonder how we ever want to bring a change to our economy or creating synergy in the aspect of industrialization and what have you. So, what must the government do in the area of agriculture, ensuring that, I remember many years ago we had what we called a government operation,
Feed the Nation.
I think we've gotten to that stage now, because we know that present Naira is completely devalued. I was listening to the radio, and BBC, said that Nigeria is actually officially in recession. That this was about 2 weeks ago. Even though I'm not sure our government is a country of...
Our government is accepting the fact that we're in a recession.
Yes. But the reality is here to stay in, I'm afraid. So, agriculture. We're supposed to vote in more money in agriculture. We talk about education, and you so eloquent about the fact that our government must be able to offer quality education to people. At least every human being should be educated. The stage of it is different, but at least the basic education that will allow you to determine your right from wrong is of necessity. Now, so in essence, what I'm trying to say is, agriculture, for instance, what do we do? Education to create awareness. What must we do?
I think so much is being said about agriculture. It was the mainstay of the economy before you were discovered. I think oil was supposed to be a blessing to us. At a point, it was turning into a cost because everybody relied on oil, and oil wealth is what really got us here. But I'm very, very sure that a lot of people are going back to land. But again, what kind of agriculture we're talking about? The infrastructures, the technologies we talk about is what happens today. We're talking about mass production for the market. Even the little producers are not able to get value. I saw on Facebook yesterday a young man who was lamenting. He went to his village. There are no access roads to his village. His village is very, very rich in production of plantain and all of those crops. And there's a place where they cannot take it. You need to see heaps of plantain getting rotten. That's something that somebody took years to produce. But simply because there are no access roads to bring out this thing, the whole thing is rotten. Person had lost it all. It's not that Nigerians are not producing. It's not that we cannot do it. I, for instance, where I used to live, the little land that is there, I plant something. When I go to my village, the first place I go is to the farm. If you go to the western states, if you go to most of the tertiary institutions there, every available land there is cultivated. You see, this white collar mentality and this reliance on oil is our biggest challenge. But thank God we have found ourselves in this situation. Everybody's talking about going back to the land. There again, our character is the only thing that will step us down. You're providing money for people to go to farm. You don't give it to those who want to farm. You give it to political party members. You are bringing fertilizers. You are not going to give it to people who are going to use it. You are going to sell it. You see, these are the challenges. It's not that we don't know the right thing to do. That's what I started with. We just refuse to do it. We have gotten there. You know, sometimes when people tell you things, it doesn't make sense to you. Who would have believed that at a point Nigeria is so rich when money is being spent? You know, Nigerians, when we go to party, we don't even spend Nigerian dollars anymore. Well, I mean, now we spread dollars, benchmark, and whatever. It's not happening again. So I think we've got to that stage where I would like it. And I understand that in one state, the governor has reduced the number of official working days, while the other ones might be there. In most states, you work for some days, the other days you go to farm. If every one of us can feed ourselves, then I think our problem is halfway solved.
Wow, Operation Feed the Nation. We almost have a little thing at the back of our house. It's trying to feed ourselves.
We've been eating fresh ones. You know, some of the things we eat are things that have lost protein. So I like to go to the village. Whatever you eat there, you get it straight from the farm, and it's fresh and it's nutritious. So we can do it. I think we're not down and out. Not down and out. I've heard men of God even projected before now that we're going to this sorry state. And they've also said we're not going to be there. But it just behoves on us as a people to understand that it is not just the way we have had it. People must be sincere. You know, like I was talking about government before. If a government says I'm fighting corruption, if a government says I'm getting loots that people are taking before back and you're investing in, that government should lead by example. Situation where somebody gets into an office and the workers there have not been paid, but because you are now the new henchman, you are buying Jeep, you are buying car, you are buying other things, you are not setting an example. A governor in this state says it is difficult for him to believe that people cannot pay salary. What we need to do is to prioritize, and that's what our leaders are not doing. You can't tell me things are bad. You can't tell me you're an restriction. It has been said over and out, and it's justifiable that Nigerian legislators are the highest paid in the whole world.
So true.
Sanusi said it, they took him to the cleaners, he was able to justify it. How can people be living so high and mighty when we are poor? Examples must start from the top. You see why I keep on going into leadership. If you lead by example, you're going to get people there. And for once, let us deal with people. In those other clients we are speaking about, it is not just that they are, genius. It is not just that they have a lot of, it is the fact that everyone is held accountable to his action. When you are corrupt, you are dealt with in such a way that nobody wants to be corrupt. But when you are corrupt here, we get people doing class and we are giving chieftaincy titles. For every occasion we don't recognize. Why would I not want to be corrupt? The one who does the right thing is the odd man out. If you are a lecturer and you see that people must learn. I had an issue as I'm talking to you now. Somebody wants to do things wrong, and I said, it ought not to be. I was the chairman of academic staff in my college for upward of 6 years. I still used to know everybody like the back of my hand. And sometimes I believe that when people get older, they should have more values. They should begin to see life from a different perspective. Fortunately in Nigeria, the older we get, more stupid and corrupt our senses are. And so what are we giving to the young ones? When nobody likes you, I call it a gatekeeper. If you're a teacher and you want people to learn, you want to do it right way, you are a very dangerous person. You're the one that is isolated. So how does a society break even? How does it do the right thing?
It cuts across. It's not only just I mean, it's everywhere in the
that's my problem. So that's, I think, brings us back. Yes, that brings us back to that question you asked. Because you said, how can we get out of the woods? You now understand when I say that statement was not just a fluke when it says change begins with me. Again, I've come to understand as a person that God is so awesome. When He created us, He gave us the right to know that which is good and which is bad. Every time you're doing something wrong, you know you're doing something wrong. But what do we do? I beg, not only me, they do. Not be so everybody they do. Forget, they tell you it's not how as our world, the ends justify the means.
You're quite right.
These values must change.
Let me just give an example. From buying something, you submit paper for something that goes for 4,000 naira in the market. I say it's 200,000.
Yes.
I mean, and then tomorrow you said, this government is corrupt.
Let me tell you about our people. Let me tell you about the people. There's a white lady, unknown to this person, is married to a Nigerian, and a Yoruba man for that matter. And the whites have this ability to speak language faster than even we do. Went to a market to buy something. The attitude of our people. And when she asked for the price of a thing, the woman was saying something outrageous. The white woman simply said, "You don't want to sell?" So I was selling. I said, "But why are you saying that? That is off the mark. If you don't want to sell, I can go to another person." And I went to the next person. That woman was able to tell him, say, "Sell a high for an Oyibo, then get money." Then the woman now turned and said, "This Oyibo now, the money they marry, you hear what you will talk."
Isn't that good?
We just have to change our mindset. I know that which is right because God has given me the ability to know that. And I do it, and you do it, and you do it. It's no longer leaders now. Our society will move.
Thank you. So, in essence, I don't know. I think I'm loving this. This is so incredible. This is powerful. You know, our guest has been able to address the place of leadership. Also, zooming in on what you and I can do to make a better nation called Nigeria. We cannot fold our hands and let things how how called. We all have our parts to play. In it, we would achieve purpose. So I know we have a lot of people here there wanting to possibly make contributions. Should you want to, please identify, just introduce yourself. Let us know who you are, and then, of course, you can go ahead.
No,
Please.
Kenneth Diapore.
It's a pleasure.
I want to ask, how do we go about revolutionizing our minds intellectually? Because the real revolution begins with the revolution of your mind, your mindset, having a different mindset. That's where the change begins. How do we go about it? Thank you.
How do we go about revolutionizing ourselves intellectually? One of the things I've discovered in data states, and I'm also a data myself by marriage, we just don't like to read. Our people don't like to read. I mean, even common newspapers is a problem for our people to read, you know?
It's not a good answer. Nigerians, they said if you want to hide that information, put it in a book.
I know. You know, I mean, some parts of our country.
Yes. And the west, and the east, some places, yes.
Education, I mean, it's
they're up there.
Yes.
That's true.
It's a priority.
Yes.
Okay, if you start with a degree, they'll tell you, you haven't started.
And functional education. Well, he was saying.
What do we do?
Yes, I think I've studied a little bit before. When you talk about revolution, you are talking about revolution is about change. And nobody tells you what is good.
Somebody just, I was challenging. I'm so sorry. I just wanted to pick up this. I was with the youth. Our youth had their convention, I think last week, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. I was saying to the youth, I said to him, there's a need to start book club. Okay. Even you as an individual, I'm just trying to, to bring it out to our guests. As an individual, you can start something. Is also, increasing capacity intellectually, because you can't, knowledge is power. There is no end to learning. You have to continue. I was also sharing with someone, I said, every now and then I go into the internet and I see any course that because of my business schedule, I might not be able to sit in the floor of a classroom, but at least with the technology and what is going on,
programs are all over the place
now. There are things you can do to constantly improve yourself. Don't wait. Don't just rest on the fact that you have your first degree. There are better things that you can improving yourself and make yourself even more for the market.
He was talking about changing mindset. And as I said before, we know what is right and what is wrong. For those who are clapping hands with those who are carrying gun and destroying anything, that's a double barrel attack. You cannot be fighting to make things better and you are destroying what you have. There's no place in the world where violence causes change. For peace is needed for any development to take place. So you must start with yourself. You must tell yourself you want to be better. Teacher, I always give example with the things that I know about. The orientation you're talking about, when I'm talking about revolution about change, has to do with the orientation. Where is the background? Because before you can come to that stage where you say you want to change your mindset, something must have happened. So my dear, you can only change when you have first of all accepted that what you're doing is not right. If you are the type, I walked home on a Christmas, I was with my cousin, who is a veterinary doctor, and some of our friends that we went to primary school, we had a party, we went there to see them. Before we knew it, we saw people throwing money and stepping on it and shooting gun. And my cousin looked at me and said, Manuel, yes, we're shooting gun and dancing on top of money. They said, Manuel, should we be here? I said, I don't think so, let's go. And we were walking away. As we were going, we saw 3 younger ones on the road. And everybody knows me, I'm a teacher. I tell a lot of stories, but these stories are to tell you exactly what I'm trying to say. We were walking behind them, and there was a very serious argument among these young men. Because I said, money one, they suffer, they fine. That is what people are throwing on the ground and stepping on it. The other one say, forget it. Do you know how they get the money? Say, why did they get it? Anything they do. Look, by the next Christmas, you will see me. I don't want to take this story to be too long. Mama, story's premise that whatever they do, get that money, will get it. He got the money. There is somebody who is seriously physically challenged because he had a stroke. He's now a pastor, carrying Bible, telling those who want to go that same way, it is not the way to Go. Go for his life is alive telling the stories. Some will still say, now your own be that, you know, Sabi Dua. I was talking about orientation. If we can let generation that are coming to know that there is virtue in hard work, that they need to intellectual development is not only when you go to university. Something took you to the university. If you are going good enough, you go to the university. But I also don't believe that. When I spoke about education, I wasn't talking about university because there are some countries where people have not gone to universities and they're better off. Let us de-emphasize this paper qualification. Everybody cannot go to university.
So true.
Those who did not go to, you see engineers today who does not know one thing from the other, but the roadside mechanic is better. So who is more functional, who is contributing to the society? Let us have mindset. What I understand from intellectual revolution is not about going to school to become a professor. It's about changing the way we look at life. If we change the way we look at life, starting from the cradle, I'm sure that we are going to come out with the kind of societies we're talking about. We look at children.
If I may comment,
yes.
When you have a teacher on set, I mean, it's forever.
I told you that.
The guest comes in. Can we have the second person who? Okay.
I'm Dr. Isayese Ojogan. As I sat there, a lot of questions agitating my mind. But I want to say first that at 56, and going by the current realities, we do definitely need a change. And the issue is this. If we are going to get this change and going to get to that point of intellectual revolution, we need to begin to inculcate the right values in the upcoming generation. And for us who are already midway, so to speak, we can begin to have a change of mind by telling ourselves the truth. And the truth is that we have a problem. And if we are going to address the truth, then of course, we must begin to influence all others around us at our own corner, whether you are a teacher, an engineer, a lawyer, a mother, whoever you are. Ask yourself, how do I impact positively on those around me? How do I perform my responsibilities in a way to enhance society? Until we get to that point, we cannot begin to talk about intellectual revolution. That is my own contribution.
Awesome. Thank you so very much. It's you and I before anyone else, because most times it's very easy, just like what you said, it's very easy, to point accusing others or to others, but thinking that the biggest storm points towards us. So I think it's important for us to have a self-evaluation to move the country forward.
Change, Mr. President, must start with me, but to me, I believe we should start from the up. We are see them changing. I believe everybody will follow.
Fela sang a song. You see, there's no difference between trouser and pants. The only difference between them is that the trouser is so long and the pant is so short. But they have something in common. Apart from the ladies these days, I don't know what the word works.
This here in Nigeria, or we do that here in Nigeria. From 1960 to date, Nigeria would have done something else.
Mama Helen and you. Mama Helen and you. Mama Helen and you. Mama Helen.